Well, hello, welcome to the channel and thanks for joining me. We've got an unboxing video today, or should I say an unbagging video. This morning I had yet another personal cassette player sent in the post in a bag, and quelle surprise, it's broken. Just had a look at it now and the hinge is broken on it, which is marvellous considering it's a rare item, and it's got the graphic equalizer and everything built into the front. And yeah, now it's ruined because nobody packaged it properly. Anyway, today got an unbagging of a boombox. Now, yeah, I know, right? Let me just say that again. We are unbagging a boombox. I mean, really, you know, wow, just wow. I've seen some things in my time, and we may even have got away with it. I really don't know, and I almost don't care at the moment. It's wow, surreal. Yeah, whenever I post boomboxes, I literally package them to the hilt. I mean, you know, loads and loads of bubble wrap, void fill, little polystyrene nugget things like peanuts, crushed paper, double box quite often, whatever it needs. And yeah, so somebody sent this in a paper bag, and what's really weird about it is it's actually a one owner item as well. So they've owned it since new. It's not without its it's not without its problems, and I shouldn't wonder if it's got a few more problems as well now. Anyway, listen, let's get this open, and yeah. Oh, and the power lead of doom. Hopefully it hasn't crushed anything. Yeah, so anyways, it's a Toshiba boombox, I'll give you that much. And they've owned it since new. Nice, back in the days where you used to write what's what so you knew what it was. Look, it says radio. Not focusing today. There you go, radio. Okay guys, so what we have here is a very filthy Toshiba RT70S. I'd like to say bottom of the range, all expenses spared, but I reckon it'll be alright. These Toshibas tend to be pretty good. They're easy, oh dear, easy enough to work on. Just have to listen for any death rattles there. Right, yeah. Ugh, dusty. I can feel myself about to sneeze already. Yeah, it's filthy actually. There's some proper grime in those speaker ports. Just there. Ugh. Oh dear, yeah, dust, dirt. Looks like they've been plastering or something in it. Aerial, listen to that aerial. Oh my word, oh, so dry, so dirty and dusty. Gross. Oh, something's rattling around. Okay, so it belonged to somebody called Timothy, who I'm sure he loved it back in the day. Apparently it hums now. Well, hums in terms of smells. Hang on a minute. Alright, you may have seen on the back of there you've got a couple of microphone inputs and a 5-pin record played in. Right, the aerial does... Oh, wow. So much dust flying off the room just from retracting the aerial. Gosh. Okay. Alright, let's have a look. Let's see what we got here then, shall we? Okay. Right, let's go on to FM. Battery light is on. Stereo there. I'm going to turn the lights off just for a second. Alright, we've got some sort of radio, or did have, hang on, where's that gone?
Said you got it, but you never let it.
You know, it's that all give you those in just a second of time. Right then, 2:33 right now then. Let's get some latest travel.
Okay, it's quite crackly. Let me just get the lights back on. Oh, my hands are filthy now. Okay, so what happened there? Well, the balance didn't seem to work and the volume was crackly. They may be related. It may be that we're only getting one particular channel working. Oh, hang on. So I've just put it onto tape. Rewind is noisy, fast forward is noisy, play no doubt will be the same. There it is. Alright. The soft eject mechanism works. Oh gosh, it's filthy. I'm going to try and zoom you in a bit. I don't know if you'll see. Hang on, it's weird doing this upside down and back to front. There you go, you may see in there, but suffice it to say, yeah, look, it's filthy. Filthy, dusty, dirty. Look at this aerial, can you see that? It's gross. The whole thing is just filthy. However, do you know what? Do you know what? I'm just looking at this thinking I reckon we can do something with this, you know. So what I shall do in an upcoming video in the very near future, I think. Let's just get rid of this power lead a minute. Right, what I shall do in an upcoming video is get this apart, give it a darned good clean the controls, clean all the potentiometers, see if we can get it working, put some new belts on. I reckon this will be alright, you know, cheap and cheerful, you know, not a very expensive boombox. You can't really call it a boombox really, but you know, from back in the day it's what it was. So yeah, I reckon it's alright. I'm just having a bit of a quiet look around in my, oh, don't know what that is. Something's, oh ding, I've won the jackpot, I think. Oh, I don't even know what that is. In fact, should we have a look? This was supposed to just be an unboxing video, but oh, my hands are like covered in plaster or something. It's just really horrible. This wasn't what we were doing today at all. No. Those dials might stay on. I've not worked on a 70 before, so let's have a look. It was absolutely not my plan to do any work on this today. However, I assume it's right, where's the other one? There it is. Yeah, a lot of the Toshibas have a secret screw hidden away inside there. Of course, all these old plastics. I'm not going to put the magnetic screwdriver near the heads there. Use my fingers. Yeah, this should come away now. Oh, look at the state of this. This is filthy and grotty. Ugh. Okay. Anyway. Oh, okay. Ah, is that... Right, that needs fixing before it falls off. Basically, there's an engagement tang just there, and you'll listen to this now. It's actually pushing out, and it shouldn't be. So I'm going to have to put some sort of glue and then do a resin repair on that, I think, before it goes back together. Ugh. But anyway, here we are. Like I say, we weren't going to do this today at all. Speakers normally just come out like so, should we need to. Fine. So the board's just here. We've got the, I'm trying to think what we said, volume, balance and tone, probably. Potentiometers just there, and they are literally the smallest potentiometers I've ever seen on a radio cassette. Radio board looks okay. You can see the mixer chip there, the demodulator and all that. That all looks pretty good actually. To be fair, there's not much not much to do with that. So I'm just having a look. There's your potentiometer, little variable resistor, probably for your pilot signal just there. Yeah, okay, fine. Looks like somebody has been into the, yeah, let's just have a look. Just in here is a screw for adjusting the motor speed. So it looks like someone may well have been in here before. Now, the pinch roller, oh good, it does feel rubbery. That's good, that's fine. So we should be able to clean all that, service that up. Oh, hang on. Oh, huh, wow. Okay, so the mech isn't even screwed in, would you believe? It's literally, wow, okay. Gosh. Alright, well, hang on, let's just get these connections off. Oh, hang on, just bear with. I'm on this. We got this. Okay, here's the mech. Yeah, belt's definitely gone. You can see it. Proper talking in tongues today, but I'm just trying to see what you can see. I wasn't planning on doing any of this, you see, today. But anyway, the belt's disintegrated in the pulley just there, so we'll clean that. It's only one belt as well, 1mm square section by the looks of it, so we'll give that a good clean. Ish, yikey. Okay, yeah, just get in there. Look at this dust, dirt. So we'll clean that. We'll clean the pinch roller, we'll clean the capstan, we'll give these heads a good clean. I mean, look at that dirt on those transport controls. Ish, gross. Okay, and then this can't be for real. This cannot be. Oh, that's the point. What was that rattling noise that we heard? What's going to fall out? Okay, bit of plastic there. So that's probably one of the fixing screw terminals. Now this did seem loose, to be fair, and I'm just trying to see if or what is holding this in. Not important. We weren't really going to take it out, to be honest. It was more just out of interest. I think I'm going to let sleeping dogs lie actually with that. I'm just going to give that a clean, and you'll see from there, you'll see the various switches, potentiometers, that's going to be a record play bar just there. I can't remember. Oh, that was your master function switch for your tape and your radio, and there's your wave band selector switch just there. Yeah, okay, just having a look. So on this side you've got your transformer, the red one just there with the fuse. You've got your 4 diodes, you've got your bridge rectification just there with a oh yeah, you have got a couple of smoothing caps. Condenser mic on that side. I can't see one on the other, which is interesting. Maybe it is only mono. Yeah, it does say there's another, unless that's just for symmetry, but there's definitely a hole there for the microphone, and there's a hole there. Oh no, those are the screws, aren't they? Oh, okay. It's so dirty that, look, right, so there's the screw hole for what you might think would be a microphone, and then there's your headphone jack, of course. But if you look just here, and you can barely see it, it's full of junk, rubbish. If I just clean that out, there's a tiny little slit just there, and that's the access for your condenser mic, which is down just here where my knife is there. Right, okay, I think I'm going to put this to one side, work on the mech. Tell you what, let's get the Towel of Destiny out. Right, well, I'm going to give this a dust and a clean and start cleaning up the belt residue. Measure a belt up, I think, for this. Get that on, and then we'll take a look at this casing, shall we? See if we can clean the switches and stuff. Right, I'll be back momentarily. Okay, that side of the mech's pretty much done. I think I've given it a good clean and a zhuzh. I've cleaned the capstan and the pinch roller, cleaned the heads, got into the nooks and crannies as best as I can. It's certainly a lot better than it was. So just going to go over to this side now, and I'm now going to get the belt traces and remnants out of the flywheel and also the motor spindle. So again, lots more alcohol and Q-tips or whatever you want to call them, and I'll be back again in a minute. I've said this before on my channel, but if you ever see someone on eBay selling a radio cassette that just needs, quote, a new rubber band, unquote, that's what happens to the old so-called rubber bands, and that'll be everywhere. So I'm going to be wading through this treacle for a little bit. Hopefully we'll get, yeah, see, it gets on your fingers, it gets everywhere, trust me. Hands up if you love vintage audio. Good, well that's all cleaned up now. The leaf switch looks absolutely fine. I've cleaned inside the flywheel and indeed the motor spindle as well. I've also oiled that. Now our next job is to put a belt on. I've just kind of eyeballed one here that looks about the right size, but I've got a few to choose from, so I'm just going to see if we can just pop this backing plate off a little bit, and I'll loosen both. I want to try and keep this flywheel captive if I can, because quite often with these ones you'll find you've got geared flywheels and they can be quite tricky to get back in sometimes. So it's spinning freely enough. I'm not too worried that it's seized or anything, but it'd be quite nice if we can, just to try and fit the belt sort of in situ. Oh, look at that. First time of asking. Perfect. So I'll just get this sort of screwed back together. Then we can put the mech to one side. And I think the next job is going to be to clean all the switches and stuff. So we're back at the main board now on the back casing. And you can see, as I showed you before, the potentiometers just in here and the switches. So I'm just going to clean those and lube them up. And yeah, I reckon I'll clean this back casing up because that's pretty grim as well. And then that part will also be done. There we go. So the pots and switches have been cleaned. I've cleaned the casing and the speakers, put those back in and routed those. Probably shouldn't have done yet, to be fair. Might just take this one out, just so as we can connect the tape mech back up and sit that back in situ, and then it'll be a case of cleaning the front part. Okay guys, I've just hooked up some auxiliary power to the battery springs. So if we, yeah, just selected radio there, and it is powering up, which is good. Also means if we wanted to run this off batteries, we could as well, so that's all good news. Okay, it's fingers crossed then. The sun's just come out as well to brighten up our day. So okay, does this work? Fast forward. Beautiful. Rewind and play. Here we go then, for the first time in probably decades actually. Cool. Happy days, I'm pleased with that. Sounds good. I'm not going to mess about with the tape speed or anything like that, but the beauty of these front mounted devices, as it were, is that it literally would just be a case of tweaking that little screw in there as we played the tape to set the speed, so it's really easy to get to. Alright then, so all that remains is to clean up this really grotty front case, and we've just got to glue the little tang or make sure that that's reinforced so that the door opens okay, and then we can reassemble the whole thing and wash our hands. So I've just done the old washing it in the kitchen sink job on this, and it's almost dry, but what I wanted to do now is address this broken cassette door. You can see it's not happy at all, and it's only, I say this with my holding my breath, it's a little tang. Let me just see if I can show you. Basically there's a little tang there you go, and that holds one of the pins for the cassette door, so that once it's, there you go, much smoother now. If I show you this side, he says. So it will be capable of working, but I just need to glue that in place, and it won't be pretty, but I'm going to also sort of reinforce it with some resin as well, just to stop it from going anywhere. There's plenty of clearance this side, so it's, I say this side, you can't see out of frame, but basically there's a void. In fact, I'll just show you. There's plenty of space around the actual cassette mech, so I'll be able to just drop some resin in there as well, just to help reinforce it, and then it will never ever come loose, and we can throw the cassettes in there to our heart's content. So I've got a fairly discreet repair now, just down in there. Essentially super glued the tang back on and reinforced it with some resin, and you can see if I open and close the door, you can see that nothing's moving, and so I'm just going to sort of leave that to set a bit on that side. But whilst I'm just turning it over here, also got this bit of Dymo tape to come off as well. It's been on this a long time, so it's going to take a while to get this residue off with some sticky stuff remover or alcohol or something. But I'm going to just go away now and clean and polish this up, by which time the resin will have closed. The resin will have actually set on the back properly, and then we'll just polish it all up, get this front case on, then I can clean the back case on the external side, polish the aerial, get it all back together, and we'll be in business. So just while I'm waiting for that resin to cure properly inside, I am going to just very carefully reassemble this, then I can close the lid, tape it down, and get on with cleaning the rest of the unit. Here it is then, a Toshiba RT70S. Hard to think it only arrived an hour or two ago in the post in that awful bag, but nonetheless it pretty much made it here intact, I think, in the end. So it was a one owner unit, but it had been, I wouldn't say one careful owner, it probably may have been in the early days, but he'd obviously been using it for decorating or had it stored somewhere. It was covered in dirt and filth, the bits of grass everywhere, it was covered in plaster, the aerial was massively corroded, the tapes had long since stopped playing because the belt had melted to absolute goo, the pots were all noisy, the whole case generally was horrible, and the cassette door was broken. So what did we do then? Well, basically fixed all of that, given it a deep clean and a polish, lubricated and cleaned the pots and the switches, polished the aerial, fixed the cassette door, cleaned up the remnants of the old gooey belt, replaced that, cleaned the heads, the capstan, the pinch roller, cleaned the mech, which was absolutely filthy, and cleaned the inside of the casings as well. Probably a few more things besides, but nonetheless, here it is. So I'll drop a bit of radio in for you first so you can have a listen to that.
I remember. I was going to say, I've either left a good or a bad impression.
And I just recorded that radio separately so I didn't have to turn the lights out with the FM. Right, okay then. So let's have a look at this tape. And that eject mechanism is beautiful. So here we go. Does it work? Let's do the easy stuff first. Rewind. Lovely. Fast forward. Nice. Okay guys, here we go. Brilliant, working an absolute treat now. I'll just turn it over so you've got a few seconds of a different song. And there it is. So there we go folks, the RT70S from Toshiba came in a bit of a state, and now I'd be happy to have that on a shelf somewhere, but I'm sure a new youngster will enjoy having this, and maybe shades of 1980, whatever it is. So thanks ever so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please check out some of my other videos and consider subscribing if you haven't already. If you'd like to help out the channel with consumables or generally running costs of the channel, head over to my Buy Me a Coffee page. It'd be great to see you over there. And generally, thanks again. I'll see you soon. So in the meantime, you guys stay safe and all the best for now. Bye bye.